We definitely need a younger group of people, employees in the area. I mean, if you look at the demographics, the age, I think we're a little older than we really should be for the potential this area has.
"40 Years of the Business Journal" is sponsored by Compco and these participating sponsors.
We're an industrial service company. We're really doing pretty much the same as we originally started, only on a much larger scale. And that's catering to power plants, both coal-fired, which are diminishing, gas-fired, hydro, and also nuclear. And steel mills, heavy industry. We take care of the elevator people, what we call our commercial accounts. And that would be ventilation systems at big shopping malls, that sort of thing. We handle the air handling units. We don't do heating, ventilating, air conditioning, but the big fans that are in the basement that were put in when the building was built. And basically, there's no way to get them back out, so you do everything on site. A lot of food businesses, Sugardale, the Dairy Farmers of America, cheese plants. There's a number of them. I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. And then just basic industries that come to us. Definitely automotive, not as big a player as it once was when they were in our backyard. But and one good thing is the employees that were at GM have now got shipped to other plants, and we just did 2 nice jobs for Indiana, PA, boring on-site, about a week on-site or better with our people, and doing the work that we would have done at GM at the time, or Lordstown. There's been a big change across the board in both what we're servicing and how we machine and make the parts. As far as testing goes, that's got a lot more sophisticated with surge testers, impedance testers, digital type instruments. Our test panels are all upgraded to take care of the new things we want to do. We install drives to be able to actually test a motor on our drive before we give it to the customer and have it on their drive. And that catches a lot of problems because they might send a motor into us and say, hey, it's doing this, that, and the other thing. We'll put it on our drive and say, we don't see that here. So go back and take a look at your drive first before we tear into this thing and maybe save each other some time and money. But by the same token, once we repair it, we'll put it on our drive and we'll know it's good before the customer gets it back.
What's the biggest challenge you folks face nowadays?
Today, people, skilled people. And I know one of the questions you asked me just in conversating before was, what changed? What's the big difference? And I don't care who you talk to, it's going to come up. There was definitely a better skill set in the young people back then. I'm not saying all of them, but in mass, yes. I remember high school. I graduated high school 73. Every kid there, by the time they were 16, they were ready to take their driver's test. We talk to trade school kids now or kids in high school at MCTC and the Trumbull County. They don't even have their driver's license yet. They don't even are interested in getting it. This is crazy. The other thing, the drive and ambition seems to have diminished. They're just inundated and consumed with their telephones. They think that is gospel. That's going to answer all their questions. And again, not all the people, but I'm talking quite a few of them because I talk to employers all the time. I talk to customers, and we're all in the same boat. I was in Florida right after the first of the year, talking to my friends down there that have businesses and whatnot. And I mean, they could mimic the same thing I'm saying.
How has the Mahoning Valley changed since you started? here?
Well, quite a bit right in our own area. Just look what was here before. Like, let's say 1985. We had quite a few customers here that are no longer here. Copperwell Steel, Republic, LTV went to RG Steel, WCI, and then IG, ISG, and they're gone. Those plants are leveled. They're missing. There was Allied Metals, I know, that was a nice customer in Niles. Thomas Steel Strip's still there. Weirton down in West Virginia is still there, but they're going to be closing that. Cleveland Cliffs bought them, and that's up in the air. McDonald Steel folded up. The U.S. Steel plants. Pittsburgh was a big market for us. Clairton, Irvin Works, Edgar Thompson, and then up in the Lorraine area was Lorraine, U.S. Steel Lorraine, gone. I mean, a fraction of what they were. And now Nippon Steel's looking to buy them. And one of the things is they want to upgrade those plants, and they were sorely needed an upgrade. I mean, they were the Cadillac of the industry, but it was like a 1960s Cadillac probably that stayed the same way. You can't do that. But when the market was good, and they didn't have the competition for the cheaper steel from India and France and every place else. That made a big difference for them. As far as their commercial market, we did a lot for Otis Elevator and Schindler Elevator. Now they're pretty much, at least in the banks here and whatnot, they've replaced all of those. They're very expensive to replace. Yeah. They upgraded that. I mean, we worked on equipment that was built when they built those buildings downtown, both in Akron and Youngstown. You can't ride on an elevator that we haven't touched in the Mahoning Valley. And not that we repair elevators, we repair all the components of the elevators.
Are you optimistic about this area's future, and why or why not?
No, I am. We have a lot of strong companies here, all struggling to find their niche and people, basically. Oil and gas is strong in the area. The battery plant, haven't had any real activity there yet. The natural gas plants, yes, but they have nowhere near the equipment that a coal-fired plant has. Coal-fired, you have to bring the coal and you have to crush it, conveyor it, then you got to atomize it and blow it into the boiler. So it's abrasive, it's dirty, it takes its toll on its equipment. Gas-fired, turn the gas on, run the jet engine. Basically, you're generating electricity. But still, there's cooling towers and all that, which we get involved with. But less mechanical, electrical equipment from a gas-fired unit. There's a lot of strong businesses still here. Valoric Star, of course, and we're very happy to see they invested what they did in the new pipe mill. We started with them when they were Hunt Valve, and then North Star, and then Mannesmann DMAG, and then something Star. What was it? DMAG Star, Madison Star, and then Valoric Star. Yeah. So, and they've been a very good account for us right on through.
What do you think needs to change for this area to progress further?
We definitely need a younger group of people, employees in the area. I mean, if you look at the demographics, the age, I think we're a little older than we really should be for the potential this area has. I know they're talking about bringing immigrants in and whatnot, but I cringe when I hear that because A, we know nothing about them, and B, what are their skill sets? So that has to change. The mentality, people here, Youngstown, Ohio, I think they still think back in the 50s, 60s. I mean, and that was really our heyday, if you will. But dirty industry, steel mills, that sort of thing. Smoke-filled environment. I mean, we've conquered all of that. Those dinosaurs are gone. Really, we got clean industry now, good companies, and we just need a good workforce.
40 Years of the Business Journal is sponsored by Comco and these participating sponsors.